How are we doing now? It is Thursday, 2nd of July. That is crazy now. July, 6 months done. 6 months of the year done. Just like that. In a click. That is actually just bonkers to me. I don't understand how. It's just mad. It's just mad. I don't like how much stuff is done, but also how much what hasn't been done. You know, and like how we can't just, sometimes we can use time as like a way to plan out things. You just have to kind of go with your own flow because it's just gonna pass anyway. I don't really know what I'm talking about here, but that's just me saying that I can't believe it's the 7th month of the year, just like that. But I'm just about to do my fasted walk, and because a little update with how things are. Body weight low of 76.1, and which is like 2.5 kilo drop, like 2.6 or something kilo drop since last Wednesday. Even though there's fluctuations, but still 76.1, and I had no cardio yesterday. Still last low day of food, so I did like a week of low days basically. So I don't think it'll be low days anymore. I think I'm going to be sticking with those calories for the time being. Maybe a little bit extra adjustments with like post-workout carbs or something, I don't know. But today and tomorrow, however, I'm going to be having higher food, reduced steps and no cardio. So that's a little bit jolly, but it's not like too high food. It's only like 550, 600 calories more than I was having the last few days, so it's better than fucking key off the hole though, so I'll take it. And just do my fasted walk, probably get a coffee, because I am really starting to feel the effects of no caffeine in my system, so I need to get that now and start the day. Got this new whey actually, right? The Rise chocolate chocolate cookie actually tastes fantastic. Honestly, they don't think they sold the Rise in Ireland. They probably do, but I never used it before, and it's fucking really good. It's really fucking good, especially with Greek yogurt. It's like I was eating cake last night, having that with my Greek yogurt. Oh my god, it was so nice. And we look forward to that. I'll try with oats this morning, and I won't really have it with cream and rice. It won't be as nice, but it's not like that sickening chocolate, you know, like sometimes you have chocolate whey and it's a bit like sickening in it and stuff like that. It's not. It's like eating like Oreos, like a chocolate filled Oreo. It's like eating those. That's exactly how it's like. And God, when people say diet's hard, if we have so much, like we have cream and rices and we have whey. You can make all these different types of like meals with them while you're dieting, and people say dieting is so difficult. Jeez, like 15-20 years ago it was a lot different. So come on. But put my shoes on, steps. Well, anyway, Jesus, 9.5 weeks now, single fucking digits, just like that. Because it's mad, like, because I'm looking back, like, what was I doing 9.5 weeks ago, and it generally just did not feel that long ago. And it's mad. That's why I like making these videos, is that I can look back at what I was like even then and what I was doing then, and it just feels like, oh, it wasn't even that long ago. And it was actually what kind of came to me as well, is that in like 8 and a bit weeks time I'm back in Ireland, which is crazy as well. And I don't want to think about it too much, but like I don't know how I'm going to respond to this travel. Just due with like how my body is like with like holding water and stress and everything. I don't know what the fuck is going to be like traveling. but gotta do it the hard way. Traveling across the fucking planet 6 days out from a show. Bring it on. The reason of these high days, I won't say high days, but like regular food or a little bit higher food and reduced steps, no cardio, it's just to kind of give the body a little bit of a breather, not push it too hard. While we get, since last week we had to push a bit harder to see some sort of response, because even though yes, you want to be the highest calories as you possibly can in the diet, but if you're not losing weight, if you're not losing fat, you need to do something. So gave it a little bit of jump start and felt a little bit groggy the last few sessions, and especially like at the end of the day. So just giving a little bit of a breather, see if the body looks a bit more like fresher, less stressed, and just kick back on after probably Sunday, and yeah. So just making my digestive drink, if that's what you can call it. Glutamine, and then apple cider vinegar, 15 mils. Then I'm going to put a little bit of salt, not much, just a pinch. Lovely. Now that sets me up. I'll probably have this out 30 minutes before meal 1. Just to get a bit of extra movement. Actually, digestion has improved so much, and today's actually been my best in a long time. Like 2 fasted bowel movements today. That's very uncommon for me, so I'm very happy with the improvements with that, and just with the drop of stress, making sure I'm moving between meals, make sure I get movement fasted. Look at that, meal 1 as always. Lovely stuff. It's some real bodybuilding podcast. Okay, this hat is absolutely fucked. Anyway, it is 12:30. Just did a bit of PT there, and unfortunately, just with situation with where I'm working, I can't train there. So back to the original gym. That's a 5-minute walk from where I'm living. Doing push as always. Every single time I swear I record videos, it's when I'm doing push days, so it's no fucking point in me filming them, so it'll just be too fucking repetitive. But did about 75% of my steps done already, so try not to go too overboard, just really let my body recover. And even just today and even yesterday, I already seen like the effects, like the positive effects of like taking a bit of a step back with like cardio and movements. Because even as I said at the start of the video, like digestion has already been a bit better, and kind of noticed like brain focus, cognitivity is a bit better. So comes to show, if you need to rest, you need to rest. Sorry, rest, just tapering the things down. So definitely those the extra pre-workout carbs, the extra 40 grams of rice from my pre-workout meal, because it was on 40 grams I was doing the last few days. Now it was up to 80. So let's see any differences it made. And obviously the extra 20 grams of oats on the first meal. So let's have a good session. Just about to walk back. I had a consultation call about an hour ago, and it's basically a guy, young lad, he's 18, 1-2, lose a bit of body fat, as he has a holiday in the next 8-9 weeks, and he just wants to kind of recomp a little bit, but mainly lose body fat. And he trains from home. He has limited equipment, but definitely has the equipment necessary to reach his goals and obviously lose body fat. He has a treadmill as well, so
gonna come back into the house, probably set everything up for him and get the ball rolling. And no matter what environment you're in, I know people always look for like the most optimal exercises, optimal splits, optimal routine, how many days to train, how many sets, etc., blah blah blah. But honestly, just having the basic fundamentals and properly nailing them consistently, you're going to make so much more progress than you think. Because there's no point getting into like a routine of like a week of doing the fundamentals and then constantly looking for other questions, like asking yourself other questions, or like having specific like, oh, how many calories should I eat now, or how many sets should I do now, what exercise should I do now. Like, no, you truly don't understand how much progress you can make by just following the plan for literally over 15, 16 weeks straight to 20 weeks straight, and not needing to change fucking anything. I feel like people always constantly want to look for shortcuts or chop and change things so frequently just because they aren't patient enough. But at the end of the day, it's just relentless consistency. Consistency isn't just blocks of 4 weeks, 8 weeks. Like, no, it's a long fucking time. So, interested in coaching? Give a DM on my Instagram. Consultations are free.
Okay, so this is actually something I want to talk about properly, because I keep mentioning it subtly and like briefly throughout different videos, and I kind of want to have some sort of topic in each video I make now. And it's not just about my experience with like digestion and gut health, but mainly just talking about why it's so important and why people don't really talk about it enough or focus on enough, especially when they are dieting and everything like that, or even just in general. And something that they don't really analyze much, and it's something I'm kind of happy I was able to kind of be aware of quickly and not too far, because you can only eat what you can digest, right? And digestion is so underlooked at because it can hinder the way you recover, the way you can properly digest your food, how you're able to absorb the nutrients from your food, and how you're able to sleep, because you're basically adding stress to your body by having poor gut health. It's going to cause you to have poor sleep, higher heart rate, obviously higher body temperature, cortisol spikings, etc., blah blah blah. And also how you need to see how your body responds to the food you are eating, and especially when you're dieting or when you're doing like a comp prep and everything like that, or photo shoot prep, or whatever specific deficit you want to do for overall physique development and overall health, to be honest, not just with bodybuilding or anything, just any type of lifestyle health. And it is a common thing people always get, but it's not talked about because it's kind of a bit TMI. You know, you're talking about, let's call a spade here, how you can go to the toilet, can you go to the toilet, what quality are you able to go, what type of quality stool are you passing passing stool at all, are you blocked, are you running, like, you know what I mean? It's a bit of a TMI subject, but it is something that's very important. And for me, digestion has always been kind of an issue with me when I'm dieting, because I don't know if anyone else has this sort of issue. If they do, let me know, or whatever. But I always get super slow gut mobility when I'm dieting, and I had it, and I noticed it when I did my first ever photo shoot prep last year. And what I mean by slow gut mobility was I could not go to the toilet, like pass, stool at all. But also I wasn't really cramped. I wasn't really like sore. I wasn't discomfort. I wasn't like having any stomach pain. And maybe like the small periods where like I had stomach pain for like a day or two, and like bad constipation. But besides that, I didn't really have it. But I just noticed that I couldn't go to the toilet. And it is obviously very common, especially when you're doing like a hard deficit. I wouldn't say it's like unavoidable, but it's very common. But a lot of people also just have perfectly fine digestion.
peak bulk or peak diet. Some people are just lucky with that, but for me, and what I noticed that what I wanted to like talk about that could potentially give a bit of advice to others is that be aware of how you are digesting food and how you're able to tolerate some foods, because some foods you can tolerate well, some you can't, and it's going to help you so much when you're, especially when you're deeper into a deficit. It's going to help you so much with how you feel with your body. You feel more, you don't feel blocked up, you don't feel as watery, you don't feel as sluggish, you're able to get better quality sleep because you have improved digestion. So that's something you really want to pick up on and really want to kind of nail, and not just money about, oh, how much protein should I get, or am I doing my movement, blah blah blah. Make sure am I digesting stuff well, blah blah blah. The mistakes I kind of made was, number one, that kind of caused my poor digestion, and what caused me to get these slow gut mobility, because right now, as I said, it's improved a lot. It's improved much more than it was a few weeks ago, a few months ago, and especially compared to last year as well. And even when I did like a mini cut last year, I had poor digestion as well, couldn't pass at all. And I think it's a few factors when it comes to play. And number one, your body, obviously when you're dieting, your body's getting in less volume of food, but the protein is always the same. You're always going to have the same protein, but you're always having your fats or your carbs dropped. But those two macronutrients are more faster digesting than protein. Protein is the slowest digesting macro. So when you're getting less volume, your body is already going to be passing stuff a bit slower, and it's going to have a bit of a slower mobility in your gut. But then when you having a high protein in your diet, it's going to have a bit more stall and slowness to it. Then also you have to look in, are you getting enough fiber? And are you having good sources of fiber? Are you eating enough fruits? Are you eating enough vegetables? Are you eating oats, chia seeds, different kind of sources of carbs? Because even if you're just having rice every single day, fair enough, but maybe add some variety to some meals. Maybe have sweet potato, maybe have normal potato, maybe have cream of rice, maybe have, I was gonna say pasta, but pasta really fucking bloats a lot of people, but you know what I mean? Have different kind of sources of carbs as well. And then something that I kind of picked up on, a lot of people might disagree because you really want to have the same diet from day one to day whatever when you're doing a prepper thing. But for me, having an odd day of having a different variety of carbs to my meal, let's say cream of rice instead of oats, I noticed that I get better digestion, because if your body is tolerating this, is getting the same amount of food every single day, your body is just not going to sit well there properly. It's just going to just sit. It's not going to absorb it much, because you need to have some sort of variety anyway. Maybe have different fruits one day, for example. Maybe have different berries. Maybe have different types of vegetables. Maybe add some sauerkraut. Maybe have some veg that has more water in it, because if you have more water in your veg, it's able to give you a bit more soluble movement through your bowels and everything. Like, I know we always preach about don't be super variety in all your meals, but when it comes to like your sources of like your fiber, fruits, have some variety sometimes, but just keep it to a level, keep it to a minimum. Don't overly have variety, like have a different single meal every single day from week 1 to week 20. But you know what I mean? Like every now and then, just have some sort of change, because your body needs to have some sort of difference. Because you see what bodybuilders always talk about how bad their digestion is, and they say, oh, what do you eat? And they always say, oh, I can't stand oats, or I can't stand rice or pasta, or I can't stand veg. But then you see overweight fat fucks who are able to eat fast food and shit junk food, smoothies every single day, full sugar drinks, and their digestion is fine because they're having a bit more variety to their days. That doesn't mean eat those shit food, but you know what I mean? They're having a bit more variety. They're not eating everything literally every single day of every single waking hour. So don't be afraid to have some sort of variety. And then another thing is movement.
Fasted movement for me is so important with digestion, especially when you're after waking up, your body is being, you haven't been moving for 7 to 8 hours, you're dehydrated, you need a bit of water, you need to hydrate, blah, 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 you need to get your body moving. It's like kind of like jumpstart, like priming a car, or like preheating an oven, you know? Give your body a little bit of movement to start it before you start the day. So I was able to kind of absorb things properly. So instead of just like waking up and shove a bunch of food immediately or drink a bunch of coffee immediately, just get up, go for a walk, hydrate as well, or maybe do your fasted cardio first, hydrate as well, and then have your meals, have your coffee, etc. And after meals as well, don't be sitting on your ass, sitting down slouched while you're eating your food, because your body is going to be all slouched up. It's not going to properly absorb the food. So if you're eat your normal food, then maybe go out, or maybe even just stand up, walk around for a few minutes. Don't just be slouching around on the couch or in the chair right after you have a big meal, because your body's not going to properly absorb it. And also when you're walking as well, your blood's circulating as well. It's going to be properly absorbing your food and your nutrients as well. So walk between meals, walk fasted, just be on your feet more. And then another thing as well is what I think is a culprit for most people, and I think for me, is the fucking sweeteners. Having too much sweeteners, having a fuck ton of stevia in your oats, or having fucking 5 zero sugared cokes every day, or having a fuck ton of zero sugar sauces in every single meal. If you're constantly adding sucralose or these guar gums into your meals every single day, it's going to cause so much bulk to your stool. And obviously, if you're having stuff with guar gum in it, it's going to cause even more holdage in your movement, in your bowels, and it's going to just hold even more. It's going to cause even slower mobility. So that's why I think it's a big culprit as well, people to talk about, because I know when people do a big diet and say, oh, they can't really go to the toilet much. I say, oh, how much sweetness you having? I say, oh, I'm having loads. I'm having like 2-3 liters of zero sugar Coke every day. I'm having a fuck ton of chewing gum, having a fuck ton of sauces to keep myself satiated. But yeah, you're having so much of these sweetness that isn't proper food to digest properly. It's going to cause so much issues as well. So that's why I think it's another culprit. And obviously, hydration between meals. If you have a big meal and you're not hydrated enough, you're not really giving your body the solubility it needs to be able to pass through as well. Same with sodium. Have adequate sodium in your meals. Have enough, not just with salt, but your potassium levels as well, your electrolytes, etc. Have that in a good spot between your meals when you wake up, all the way before when you go to bed. Don't be cramming everything at once. For me personally, how I fix because it's still like, it's going to be some days where it's a bit shitty, because when you're dieting anyway, in the big deficit, your digestion is going to be a bit shit anyway. That's something you can't really avoid. But for me, glutamine, pink salt, and apple cider vinegar when I wake up before my first meal, my digestion drink. Always walking or always doing some sort of movement fasted to get my day started, help with digestion. Walking a few minutes after my meals. Getting different sort of fruits every single day. So having one meal with raspberries, one meal with mixed berries, with blueberries, one meal with bananas. And every now and then as well, I have a different source of carbs or something like that, or a different source of fiber in carbs, to kind of see if my gut will tolerate it, or kind of give some sort of push to my gut. And to be honest, 9 times out of 10, it does the job. It helps a lot. With like sources to kind of help with like digestion, with kind of like helps with like move the gut, or able to give some sort of like improvements, is having like vegetables or like sources will have a high amount of water in it, like sauerkraut, kimchi, is a good shout as well. Kiwis are very good as well for fruit sources as well for digestion and movements. For me personally, I've noticed that with the average person's digestion, it may just comes from lack of fiber, and so a fiber powder as well is a good shout. So have a fiber in your first like drink of the day. Have a bit of fiber powder. I used to mix it with like my glutamine, but I don't know if this was valuable information or insight, but that's just basically where I'm at with digestion and gut health. So yeah. Right, I actually completely forgot to talk about today's session. So I felt fucking fantastic. I felt like I was about to burst. I was so high energy, so fixated and focused, concentrated. But you know, some of the movements I just couldn't really progress in the reps. I thought I could because obviously I had a bit more fuel in me. But at the end of the day, I'm getting closer to the end. So the fatigue and like CNS, strength, explosiveness isn't there. I need to keep like remembering myself that I'm not a fucking enhanced person who can have the same strength and same power execution all the way until they're 3 weeks out. There will be drop-offs, and I'm at a stage now where just perform and execute and have the intensity and focus at all times, and that's it. And just try match. Even though I've been matching reps for a while, there's some I've like progressed, but some most of the time it's just been matching. But majority of these movements now I've either like had to drop a bit of weight or drop a bit of reps, which it is a bit annoying because I just fucking love training. That's like the main thing. I just love to train. I just love to push hard. I just love to see progressions, and it just gets addicting. But here, look, that's what happens when you're on a deficit like this. It's not always going to be super. It's not going to be the same as I was when I was peak bulk. And here, look, it is what it is. But still, the sessions are going really good. I don't feel fucked. I don't feel like I can push myself or give the sort of intensity and focus than I did before or in the past. But no, I'm super dialed, I'm super switched on, and that's the most important thing. And even if I can't physically, I still want to go into these sessions and think, how can I win today? How can I make these reps fucking nasty? How can I give as much stimuli as I can? And that's what's still happening. I'm making them nasty and I'm pushing it and seeing how much stimuli I can make it. And been doing those approaches with my leg sessions recently, and really getting toasty now. I think the last leg session I did on Tuesday completely wrote off, but it was such a good session. But like when I came back from work, it was like 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. I was in the gutter. I was wrote off. CNS was shot, just in bed, just didn't want to walk, didn't want to move. But I like those feelings because I know I did some damage. But alright, it's this next day. Coffee secured. Walking back, and you might think, looks like I'm constantly doing the same shit, posting the same shit. Looks super boring, repetitive. But at the end of the day, that is what you have to do. That is what bodybuilding is. Same shit, same boxes to be ticked every single day, with the same intent every single day. That is where progress is made. And the new low of 75.8. Really did feel that drop today. Holy shit. I woke up, got out of bed, and then when I was walking over to the toilet, I literally almost fell into the floor. Fell into the ground because I was just blood pressure just all over the place. And then that feeling where you just feel like you just got hit by a fucking bullet train. I feel like I got hit by a drug. I had to sit in the toilet and adjust for 20 seconds. And yeah, felt that drop, definitely. But you just look at yourself in the mirror as well, you're like, fuck, I feel late today. So who would have thought pulling back a little bit has actually helped with progress? Because that's what bodybuilding is. It's not just pushing all the time, it's also about knowing when to pull. And yeah, you just feel tight, you just feel more fresh. That's just how I feel.
But just because you just feel like that, probably that means, okay, wait until the next day. When you feel a bit okay, just wait until the next day. Don't just hop on back straight to the gas immediately. Just your body's more sensitive now, you're leaner, just take it a little bit slower, and then you're able to push on. So you see in that clip there, that's usually what my standard daily posing like practice is like. Just 2 to 3 rounds of those, 10-second holds, and just do it back to back, and then that's it. There's no point doing like super long 1 hour posing like straight, not like that, but just trying to imagine like you're on stage. So even keeping your transitions well, trying to make yourself more presentable. And that's something I've been working on a little bit more recently, is just like imagining like I'm on stage, imagining I've been looked at, being judged at. So trying to keep myself in a good position, not let my stomach like hang out, not show any like weaknesses while I'm transitioning, or you know what I mean. So that's the type of rounds I do. So that was after like my first round, and I do about 2 more rounds after that. Okay, just gonna finish off this video talking about how I felt over the last 2 days with the little bit extra food and less activity. And it wasn't even like a pit stop, it wasn't even like a diet break or a refeed really. It was just literally just a little bit less output and a bit more food. And I can definitely feel the differences, and can definitely feel a bit more fresh. But physique looks more fresh, it looks less stressed as well, and overall I just feel more like healthy. I just feel more, oh no, it's hard to explain, but it's like imagining like bodybuilding itself, right? It's like a big long distance road trip, and it's going to be times where you need to stop in the gas station and refill your car. You know, you can't do the whole road trip with 1 pile of gas. You need to refuel. You need to kind of take a stop and just fix things up. So that's basically kind of what it was, even though it wasn't like the tactical like refeed and everything, but like for me it's helped. So hopefully, fingers crossed, tomorrow I'll get another drop, and I do have another check-in tomorrow. That's the whole point of the last 2 days, to see where I'm at afterwards, and then see any new updates from there. Could be a cardio increase, could be a food decrease, could be both, you never know. Just all depends where I'm looking at. And next video we'll just kind of be discussing the new week, and I'll probably wait until like the next week to see some changes. But that's it. Video number 16, I think. 16. 9 weeks, 2 days out. Let's fucking have it.